This is my mom, Georgia. She is one of the most supportive people in my life by far besides my dad. And of course, she's been supporting me ever since I've done YouTube because my dad didn't really have too much faith in me. My mom had a lot of faith in me and she wanted to see how far I can actually go with this. So I've been doing it now for more than 10 years, a whole decade since 2015. So yeah, it's now 2025 and I want to make that up to her by doing something special for her. We're going to build her a whole new setup. That's right. The current setup she's using is using an old Chromebook that's really showing its age for Photoshop, and on top of that, her desk is filled with paperwork. So I thought we'd do something special to celebrate 10 years of doing YouTube, is build her a completely new setup with a whole new gaming PC with top of the line specs and a bit on the overkill side too, with 128 gigabytes of RAM, a 12 core CPU, and a very nice top of the line GPU too. It's not the most modern GPU, but I think it's gonna be more than enough for her actual needs. And on top of that, build a clean professional wood themed setup with a floating desk design that I think she's gonna absolutely love, and I'm gonna try to surprise her with it. So let's jump right into it. The first thing we're gonna need to do is remove all this stuff from this old setup here, which was my brother's because he's not here anymore, he's in college. So we're gonna need to remove this old stuff for the time being. So the plan for this setup is to make it look very clean and professional. And for the cable management, we're gonna put a hanger on the desk so that way all the cables can be in just one place. And that way there's nothing hanging under the desk and it looks awkward. I just wanna keep this very slick and go for a nice floating desk design. I think that'll be absolutely perfect with the wood aesthetic. Okay, the setup is coming along really good. The next thing we're gonna need to do is paint these patches on the wall, because what happened was we had some damage on the walls in the past. I can't remember the exact reason, but we need to paint these over real quick before we actually mess with our setup, because we don't want these white spots on a perfectly clean setup. So I got some premium interior paint. Hopefully this is the actual right color. It's kind of like a brownish. So worst case scenario, this dries up, I resand it down and then I repaint it later with the right color. But hopefully I just paint it into once and this is it. Okay, so the paint has dried, thankfully. It is the same color, so I don't have to like go get a different kind of paint and sand this down again. And overall, it looks very nice. It's gonna go very good with our setup. So the next thing we're gonna do is figure out the PC situation. So she is using a Chromebook currently, but luckily I have my old work machine that I'm not using anymore. So we got this over here, which is my old PC I use for work. So I got this PC I built a while back with the Okinos wood case. And of course, this case looks absolutely gorgeous with its wood front and with the silver interior. It's gonna look very professional. So spec wise, we got the following for her. We got the RTX 2080 8GB model, which is nice. We got 128 gigabytes of RAM, which is way more than overkill for what she needs, but you know, hey, maybe the more the merrier for Photoshop. And then we got the Ryzen 9 39X 12 core 24 thread CPU on an X570 motherboard. It is a bit dusty, so I will need to clean this off first, but this PC is gonna be absolutely amazing for her needs. It's gonna be a massive upgrade compared to Chromebook. We also plan to put the PC on the floor, so we're gonna probably use this little stand so it's not directly on the carpet. And then as well, we'll probably reuse this monitor, but what we wanna do for the setup, instead of like having the monitor on the desk, we're gonna actually have it probably hanging here on the wall here. So that way she can just have the monitor right here. Oop, that almost fell. Pull the monitor on over when she's in their area to work on stuff, so that way it's not always blocking the window. That way she can push it off and on. And since she's gonna be doing this area mostly for scrapbooking, I'm gonna get a little overhead light on her monitor, so that way when she brings it on over, maybe she's doing some paperwork right here, she can turn the light, and that way she can do her scrapbooking here. But we'll probably set up some more tables for her projects. Now the next thing I'm gonna do is order the rest of the stuff for her setup, and we're also gonna run out real quick to get some things to spice up her setup with, maybe a desk plan, something along those lines, and some other things. Okay, so all the packages finally got here, and I'm gonna try to set this up within the hour so we can surprise her, because right now she's currently on a meeting, so I have like roughly an hour to set everything up before we surprise her. So let's quickly go over what we got. First of all, I got some speakers for her desk, some black speakers at that. It shows white on the front side here, but they are black, which is nice. This is gonna go really good with our aesthetic. I also got a little desk plant from Lowe's, a cute little Neko for a little cat plant, which is gonna be cool. And then what we got also is a desk light, so that she can put this on top of her monitor. That way she gets some lighting for paperwork and stuff, because she's gonna do a lot of paperwork here. So being able to see will be a big thing here. Because what I did is we're gonna probably get rid of this light here because this was just taking up too much unnecessary space. So we're gonna use that desk light instead. Next thing we got is a wireless keyboard and mouse. It's like a $20 or $30 kit I got off Amazon. It's just kind of basic to do the job done. It just needs to be wireless and clean because we're gonna try to cable management to the best of our abilities. So that way you shouldn't be able to see any cables whatsoever. And we got a wall mount for our monitor. So this should just work like we wanted to put on the side over here, hang on over like so to actually where she wants her monitor. And finally, we got a mouse pad for both the keyboard and mouse. Everything should just fit on here perfectly fine. I did measurements on everything. So as long as I didn't over measure on something, we should be chilling. So what we're gonna do is start with the keyboard and mouse first. Okay, so luckily the mouse takes a AA battery, so we don't have to do anything fancy there. The wireless adapter is at the bottom, so we're just gonna pull this out first. Put this wireless dongle on the PC. The keyboard takes a AAA battery, so I'll have to get one of those. This mouse pad should be roughly around like 32 inches wide, and then like, I think it was like 16 depth. Yeah, that looks pretty good. A little bit bigger than I thought it'd be, but you know, should be fine with the speakers. The keyboard and mouse down. I'm gonna have to go get batteries in a second, but I just wanna see how that looks. Okay, that looks really nice. Now I just gotta figure out where I set those scissors. Okay, these speakers look really good. So we got the following. We got an bass to increase the bass. We got increase the treble, and then a volume knob as well on the side here. And then we got a nice grill in the front, but nothing really too fancy. We also have a lane out for any audio, an aux in, so if she wants to put like her phone audio, maybe the computer audio or something, she can do that. The power for the actual speakers themselves, and an off and on switch. And these are supported to be Bluetooth too. So it looks like we actually plugged the opposite cable here into the lane out of this speaker for both of them, so that way you get the audio to both, and then the lane in's gonna be for our PC. Okay, so this is looking really good. The speakers look really nice on this setup. The only thing is this mouse pad's not perfectly straight, which is not the worst in the world. But overall, I think this is pretty nice. I was able to hide the cable, thankfully, under the desk, so it's not like super awkward. I'm gonna probably cable manage it better in just a second here, but I was concerned if I was wrapping it around the table, there wouldn't be enough slack. So thankfully that isn't the case though. For cable management, I bought these a while back for my wall-mounted PC, but I got a few extra, so I'll be able to clamp these on the desk and then with adhesive on the bottom here, and then run all the cables that way. And yeah, this one's a bit long, so I'm gonna cut it a bit. So I got measured and cut, so we should be good to do the adhesive. I'm gonna probably do another two on this end, the opposite end, to hide the cables better, but this should be good for here. Not perfect, but it's gonna hold the cable tight enough so you won't be able to see it in the first place. Very impossible to see anything different. Of course, my dog's being a cutie. What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing? This is Kipper, by the way. If you didn't know, this is my dog, Chunky Corgi. The only issue I'm having with these speakers is that the cable that came with the speakers is way too short for what we're trying to do. Luckily, I do a lot of streaming, I have a lot of audio stuff. I have a way longer cable I have on hand. This is like 25 feet, which is way more than enough for our needs. Hey, keep walking in here. Okay, I don't want to like hit the wall, please. Okay, keep them close.
Should I leave my glasses on or should I take them off?
Yes, leave your glasses on. Are you ready to see your new setup?
Yes.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
Ooh, oh, it's very pretty.
You like it?
Sweet.
It's very clean. We got a nice minimal setup here. We got 2 awesome speakers.
That's cute. So is it coming out of the computer or just the speakers on the side?
The speakers on both sides. So this one's the right, this one's the left.
So nothing comes out of the actual monitor.
Yeah, and the nice thing about these speakers, you can increase the bass, the treble, and the volume knob. But I kind of just max out the volume, and then you can just decrease or increase it depending on like what you want to listen to and how loud. So it doesn't hit the mantle. The mantle, yeah. Like we planned it. Yeah. So you can have it here. You can pull it this way if you want to actually watch a video while we're doing paperwork, which is super nice. And then we got just a cable management over here, so you don't see any cables on this side whatsoever. You can see a little bit of cables for the routing on the monitor here, but it's super slick, so that way you can easily move the monitor you want if you want. There is a cable nest somewhere, but it isn't under here. You can see cable management, super clean, and then there's a little bit of a cable nest here, but we don't talk about that. But everything else is routed under there.
Pretty. How about the light?
So if you want to turn on that light, it helps to do paperwork. So you can turn it on there, yeah, but you can also turn it on here. So there's a little thing here.
Okay.
You click the power button.
Here.
So you can see it turn on the light. And you can also adjust the color temperature by tapping this. You can increase the color temperature to a cold color or a warm color depending on how you want. So up is cool. Then lower is a warm color. And then this is the brightness. You can either dim down the brightness or increase it. Yeah, and then you can always just turn it off. There's buttons on top too, but this is much better.
Look how cute. Timothy's so cute.
So now you can see like this is how powerful it is. They actually like do paperwork. So if you're doing paperwork in the dark, it's more than bright enough to do everything you want.
Yeah, but it's not too harsh.
Yeah, and then you can always cool it down if you need like a more warm color instead of a hotter color. It's like that.
Oh, it's so pretty.
Yeah, it looks great, doesn't it?
Yay, it looks beautiful. I really like it.
I like it?
I like it a lot. Yeah.
I'm so glad to hear, Mom. You happy with the results?
Very happy.
Can I get a
so
hug?
Pretty. Yay.
Thank you. Yeah. I'm glad you like it.
Yes, that's awesome. I better than I even expected or even imagined.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna try to do more of these kind of videos where I do setups. So yeah, I'm really excited about this. If you guys enjoyed today's video though, make sure to smash the like button and get subscribed to me for some future tech content here. But honestly, this is probably one of my more favorite projects I've done in a little while here recently. It's very unique.